guys, it's Gloria.
Hey, it's Faith. And I'm Alicia, and welcome back to this episode of Sister Session. I put in what's something you did for yourself this week, but they don't want to talk about that.
I can talk about it.
Let's hear it.
Let's talk about it. I did my hair this week.
First of all, you didn't have to call us out.
I'm sorry.
We asked you to change it before we started.
We're not doing that. I did my hair this week.
It looks gorgeous.
Doesn't it?
Does.
Shout out to Alice Faye for the parts.
AKA our mother.
I'm glad she helped you because we both know you. And then in your defense, you've been asking us to help you do your hair for a bit.
And I ain't gonna ask too many more times before I do it myself.
We see.
And I had to do it myself.
Well, it looks good.
It does.
really
Thank you so
good.
much.
When I saw you walking up today, I was like, oh.
She did.
Thank you.
I did say it. She was with me as you walked. Like, oh my God, her hair looks good.
Well, that's what I did this week. What'd you do?
I helped a friend out. Y'all know me. I love to organize a space. AKA, I love to throw shit away. Okay, me and 1-800-JUNK, we go together the long way.
You called 1-800-JUNK?
No, because she wanted me to throw most of it into Goodwill.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up giving away a lot of stuff. I'm a firm believer that a lot of times your mental and emotional health could be a reflection, not 100%, but could be a reflection of your living space.
I agree. Yeah,
And
I
so
agree.
I feel like giving her a better organized and a better clean living space, I feel like it doesn't immediately make her feel okay, but I feel like it puts her on a step to being okay. And I love being able to do that for her.
Nice.
Yeah, I will definitely say as someone that has had challenges with mental health, which at some point we could talk about on the podcast, it would immediately have made her feel better.
Yes.
I know that you said at some point it's a very quick win for her. So I truly believe that she definitely appreciates
and
it.
there were several moments in where I felt like she wanted to be emotional, like crying, but she knows I'm like a Sagittarius.
And I hate that because sometimes I want to cry in front of you, but it's so awkward with you because you look at you like tears.
It's the same thing. It's like when I'm emotional with you, you'll roll your eyes sometimes, or you're like, yeah. So it's the same that you feel about her. I feel about you the same way.
Well, I think it's different
because you're like land the plane, and I'm like, can I speak?
No,
please?
it's like different. It's like with her, she never cries. With you,
it's only gotten bad as I've gotten older.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't have a problem with
I don't even say it's bad. I think you should be appreciative that I'm letting you in an emotional capacity where I didn't before.
You did before.
No, it was more anger than from a soft place for sure.
I wouldn't agree with that. There's never been a time, and I told this to Lisa, there's never been a time that you were down and out that I didn't know about it.
Oh, that's because I let you know.
You don't realize how you let me know without.
Yeah.
You
do I?
I feel like you're and
maybe I'm picking it up. I don't know.
No, I feel like we're able to pick it up as sisters, but I feel like you do a really good job hiding it well in front of your friends.
Others, yeah.
Because a lot of times they will come to me and they'll be like, "Hey, what's wrong with Faith?" I'm like, "Y'all can't tell." So I feel like you do a really, but because we know you, I know that even the subtle things that you say, I'm like, okay, something's wrong.
I just feel like in the very beginning, I'm so isolating with it. I don't talk to anybody or say anything. I just stay in the house.
But it's in that I know something.
You know what I think it is me and you are more emotional than Alicia is. So it's been times I wanted to cry with Alicia, but it's almost like she's like, tears? What do I do with those? You know what I mean? It's very strange.
Put them in a jar.
Yeah. So it's like when it's time I get emotional, Lisa, I'm like, click, hang up on you. Not the mood, because I know she doesn't really know what to do with it. Yeah. She's more of a solution based.
Yes.
She's never like, this is the time to cry it out, and just have a moment. It's more so like, okay, you cried, get up, let's go do something about it.
Alicia's
and I can appreciate that.
Have your one or two tears.
But not with her.
No. And then she's gonna smack her list out and be like, okay, so what we doing about these tears?
Right. Yes.
You need this, you need this, you need this. It's she's not gonna let you sit in your feelings. As opposed to sometimes I just want to be able to talk about where I am. I don't need a solution. I just need you to hear me.
But I will have to say, I got a little bit, not crying because I'm a Sagittarius, but I got a little bit emotional when we had been working since like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And her son finally came home around like 4 or 5. And when he walked in, he was like, "Oh my God, Miss Dee Dee, thank you so much for what you're doing."
Not Miss Dee Dee. Miss Dee Dee. So sweet.
Thank you so much. And I was like, I don't give two ish about anybody else for adults, but for kids. And so when he said it, I'm over here like getting stuff together in her makeup. I was like, "You're welcome, bud." And I was like, golly.
Yeah. A kid will do it every time.
It was a lot. But that's definitely something. I wrote it in my journal about that. And
journal is important.
Yeah.
Okay.
On you, Faith, since you don't want to talk about something that happened.
Your week. Let's hear it.
Well, no, something that happened. Well, if we're just going with just straight something that happened, I had a friend bless me with the opportunity to take me to the Kendrick Lamar concert.
Shout out to Glenda.
You ain't got to call her out in front of
Shout out to Glenda. I like Glenda. She has good energy.
I love Glenda.
I love her. I don't have a big sister, so that's my big sister. But yes, I had the opportunity to go to the concert with her. Met some nice chocolate men.
Did you?
At a conference in Atlanta this past week.
Oh, nice.
Satan was busy using.
Was he though?
Yeah, he was. I felt like one of these men when I say he was fine.
We're talking about the dark skinned guy.
He is dark skinned.
Okay, give us some specs.
Let me give you.
He's dark skinned.
He's probably at least 6'2".
Ooh.
He's dark skinned.
Okay.
Gorgeous teeth.
Okay.
Tatted up.
Ooh.
Oh.
But he's a director at an energy company.
Okay.
What is tatted?
He's even tatted on his arms, but he covers up, of course, for the meetings and things along that line. He was a Q, so. So
knock them dogs.
It was crazy because
that tongue is out. You weren't in the house.
You wouldn't be able to. Only reason I knew he was Q because at some point I saw his tats, and so that's the only reason I knew it was Q.
And we know how you are with a Q.
Shut up.
Okay.
Anyway, so he was very, like when we exchanged numbers, he texted me. He was like, I was like, hey, who is this?
He barked.
He goes, it's your boyfriend. And I go, oh, okay. Anyway, but we went and got, we're leaving a club, and I get into the Uber, and as I get into my Uber, he's already left 10 minutes before me. I'm with some other friends now. So I get into my Uber to head back to my hotel. All of a sudden, my door opens, and then it's him pulling me out. And I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Wait, back at your hotel?
No, we're leaving the club.
Oh, so he waited outside.
So we're all at the club.
So you thought he was going?
Yes, because he had left probably maybe 10 minutes before us. Okay. And so he was like, oh no, you're gonna go with me. And I'm like, no, it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm going home. And he was like, no, let's go get something to eat. I really want to get to know you a little bit better. I feel like our night doesn't end here. And I'm like, okay. When he smiled at me.
Perfect 32. Pearly whites. What we got?
No cavities.
No, I can see.
What's it giving? Idris Elba? Is it giving?
It's getting more Morris than yeah, because he got the bald head. It was. I'm not gonna lie. So then I'm like, okay, all right, let's go. So he pays my Uber driver in cash and just cancel it because I know they're gonna charge her, but here's some money, basically. So then we get into his car. He's got a Uber too. And then this when we figure out all the Waffle Houses in Atlanta, because that was the only thing open at this point, only allow windows. They don't allow you to come in because apparently there's been fights and stuff like that inside the Waffle.
Window at the Waffle House?
They're like a McDonald's. You walk. I kid you not. I swear.
So is it a walk up or a drive through?
Oh, you have to walk up.
Okay.
You have to get out of your car and walk up to it. None of the inside. You can see the inside, but you can't go in.
Yeah.
Because apparently after a certain amount of
it's 3 a.m.
Yeah, it is 3 a.m. Okay. So then we order our food and then we're standing on the sidewalk and he's like, "Can you see these stars?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was
not the stars.
He was like, "We should dance." And so we started slow dancing on the sidewalk.
Oh, he was a Vanessa.
Yes. He was.
Oh, I see his number.
This is the
Jack. He's a
novel.
Vanessa.
And I feel like I was like, we're slow dancing and no music. He goes, "What you want to hear?" And I go, "I love a little Joe." So he started singing all the things. So he's singing as we're on the side.
Can he sing?
He actually had a voice.
Red flag. That's a red flag.
Dead serious.
Where's my glass?
And so I'm just like, oh, Satan busy. Okay, so his phone had died. He was literally in the middle of trying to call Uber and I saw his phone die. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get an Uber for us. So I Ubered him to his hotel and I put the ad stop to mine. He's like, "Are you not coming with me?" And I was like, "No." I said, because, I'm trying to
You went with him, did it?
I'm trying to keep my legs closed. I'm trying to serve the Lord. I didn't go up because I knew if I did, I wouldn't.
Good
Up
job.
and out.
Good job.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm trying to stay celibate. I'm trying. Anyway, so abstinent, whatever it is. I don't really know the difference. All I know
Celibate is you're never going to have sex ever again.
Oh,
is that what you're going to do?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Okay, so no, the legs are closed currently. I'm waiting. I'm trying to wait on the Lord. Anyway, so then I get back to my hotel. He charges his phone. He calls me and makes sure I make it to my hotel. And I'm just like, all right. But he is a few of my exes rolled up into
Cut. Hey, if you don't recognize it now, it's gonna recognize you. Cut it.
Okay, well, give me a second. You got to give me a little bit of credit here because
no more credit.
This was on Monday. We didn't separate until Thursday, and we even got together on Thursday before I left, just to hang out and stuff. And then that's when I was like, okay, cool. Me and him are definitely gonna have to click as friends because it was definitely I'm trying to be with you.
What's the first initial of his name?
Oh, C.
Leave C alone.
Hey, why do you have to put everybody in a friend's position? You're doing the same thing that you always do, which is people
No. What I do, because typically I will date them, and then it not work out.
Her exes and friends.
And then So what I'm
keeping him as a friend is still keeping.
No, because my only thing is like he's still like the energy, like he's still a really good person. He was still really nice. He was still really sweet. Still very.
But the flesh is weak.
But he's also not in the same city or the same state.
No, he's not in the same city, and he's still like I still feel like career wise we definitely need to network and stay connected.
Yeah,
he still was super cool, super sweet, 100% gentleman the entire time.
Well, if you feel like you can resist temptation,
I'm just never gonna be alone with him in a bedroom because
when you get wrapped up, them sheets get wrapped up. So don't get wrapped up.
So that was that was the thing that happened to you this week?
I don't know, the Kendrick Lamar, but then I would definitely say
that was a result.
It was, if you ever need to, you forget that you look good and you forget, like as a woman, sometimes you don't get that many compliments.
You just want to make sure you still got it.
You get around.
Back in the day, women used to wear rouge. You want to make sure you got the little rouge with you. I get it. Okay, cool.
But it was still nice to be like, because it wasn't even just him. I got hit on, there was a conference going on that week. And I got hit on so many times.
How was the concert?
Baby. So, here was another positive thing. I got my hip looked at that Monday. Okay.
Not the hip.
So then I got a shot in my hip on Monday. So on Tuesday at the concert, I was able to do
C-walk.
Mustard.
Okay. So the hip is good, the wrist is good.
When I tell you the concert,
so it was Kendrick
Lamar concert. It was just Kendrick and SZA.
Okay.
Now I will say SZA, and maybe I'm just not as big of a fan of SZA as I thought I was. There were some songs I did not know.
I don't know if I know a SZA.
Yeah,
I think it's
all I've got is these broken.
Oh, okay, broken clocks. I've heard that one.
On the weekend.
On the weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. Okay, gotcha.
9 to 5 on the weekend.
Because y'all know I'm older school.
Yes, you're correct.
No, when I say she did she looked amazing, but Kendrick, number one, you've done something when I'm looking up and the nosebleed is sold out. Like the Atlanta was sold completely out. It was an amazing concert. I love the way the concert flowed. I love the way that he ebbed and flowed SZA. So it wasn't like he came in and then she came in. It was like he came in and then she came in and then they came in together. She went back out, came back in on her own.
Oh, so
and then
she
he finished on his own
by herself.
And when he finished, and mind you, even before the concert started, Mustard came out. DJ Mustard killed it.
So good concert.
Great
Met
concert.
a good man that you're gonna leave alone because
as a friend. We're gonna just be friends.
As a friend.
And that was your.
I'm gonna look at him though because he's fine.
Okay.
We've got a couple of current events. Some they know, some they don't know.
I probably don't know.
First one's up. Of course, you guys know that this is mine. So the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl this past February.
Yes. Shout out to Jalen, my boo.
You didn't watch the
my
Super Bowl?
boo.
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I did not.
Okay.
Oh no.
So for those that don't know, any player that wins the Super Bowl, their team is invited to the White House to meet and greet and hobnobs with the president.
Right.
Of course, the Eagles won in February.
They turned it down, right?
Well, there were several players. There were about 12 to 15 players that skipped going to the White House. For those that are in the news, we already knew Jalen Hurts wasn't going because he did an interview with GQ like the weekend before, and they had asked him if he was going to the Super Bowl. To the White House, and he kept it very numb. Fast forward, him and several other players, A.J. Brown, there were a couple of others that didn't go. Saquon Barkley, who is the starting running back
for
the Eagles.
Okay.
You know how you probably watched it on TikTok where he came in and he jumped and he did a backwards flip. Okay. He is a running back for the Eagles.
What's Jalen?
Jalen is a quarterback.
Let's just preference this by she doesn't watch sports.
Oh, no, I don't watch sports. I'm not a sports
she's
fan.
not going to get a lot of this.
And yes, I have all boys, but they know it.
Yes.
I don't know it.
So Saquon Barkley, who is black, he used to play. Yeah, he used to play for New York.
Saquon, come on.
Got it.
Okay.
He used to play for New York. This was his first year at the Eagles.
Yeah.
He is black. He went to the White House. He actually went the day before and played golf.
Was he the only one that went? Or multiple?
No, there were multiple people that went. So in terms of the starters, there were about half and half that went, half didn't go.
Okay.
A lot of people were pointing out that Saquon Barkley, who is, and I can't remember his status, either he was married or he is engaged, I want to say married, to a woman of Caucasian descent.
Oh.
Okay. Jalen Hurts, who recently got married, but has been in a long-term relationship and is now married to a woman.
Black woman.
A black woman. And as you look at a few of the players that did not go, a lot of their spouses or girlfriends are of African-American descent. I have two questions.
Okay.
One, do you think it's going to cause a rift? Because now they're about to start PTO or PTA's player practices in June and July.
Okay.
Do you think it's going to cause a rift for those people that went and did not go? And then two, if you were dating a player that was on the Eagles team, would you persuade them not to go see their president?
I will say, no, I don't think it's going to cause a rift between the team. Only because Jalen, and I don't know him personally, but he strikes me as someone that, even though he may not agree with you, he's still going to respect your, and I just really feel like we live in, especially in today's society, you're going to just have to understand that everybody is not going to see things the way that you see them. And just because you believe one thing doesn't mean that somebody else is going to believe it, and that's totally okay. And so I don't think that should mess with any of the synergy that's going on the team. I think they have a really great run that's going on right now. They have really good synergy on the team, and I just think that they need to take that into next year. And I don't think that they need to allow anything with the White House or anything along that line, or even political opinions to affect it, because whether it's this or anything else, there's always going to be something that everybody doesn't agree with 100% of the time. So I think that, no, I don't think they'll be affected. I still think that they'll have a really good run. And I need to go ahead and get me some more paraphernalia for this season, because I will be rooting for them. In terms of relationship-wise, I definitely think that whoever you marry, you have to be ignorant to think that this person's views on religion or politics is not going to affect you in some capacity. So even if I'm married to someone and we disagree on things, I may go in support of them, even though I don't agree, because this is my person. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's relationships and even marriage, especially marriage, is something that I respect and would never go into lightly, because I know that if whatever they agree with or whatever they believe in, I'm going to have to support it in some capacity, even if I don't agree with it. So I think that you might have found some people at the White House that didn't necessarily want to go with marry their spouses, were there, or some people that found themselves there because they have not been influenced by their spouse to now believe these things. So it's one of the two things, or they could have just already believed, and that's fine as well. But I will not be ignorant to the fact to think that spouses don't play a part in it, because I believe that they can.
Gloria?
I agree with the fact that I don't think it's going to mess up anything team goes. But I think that, let's be honest, I think that in the climate that we're in today, I think Saquon, I think it was strategic. Is why he met with the White House. I don't think that it may necessarily work out in his favor, depending on the audience, but I think that it was strategic to do so. Because a lot of people believe in good or bad press is better than no press at all. So some people believe that even if it's negative, to be in the limelight. Because before this, did you know who Saquon was before?
Everybody did.
Everyone did.
I didn't.
If you were in the football world, you did.
But what if you were not in the football world?
Well, now
you're correct. Saquon was.
This is true.
President Trump.
But the day before, he didn't have to go up the day before.
So I think that people, and it could have been a publicist move that his publicist told him to do.
They do have those. I forget.
So I'll go. I don't think it'll mess with the synergy of the team, because in a team of 54 to 60 people, you're never going to find anybody on the same political level. So I feel like it won't affect the team. When it comes to whether your spouse has an influence, and this is why I say you really have to be careful on who you choose as your spouse. If I am Saquon's spouse, there is no way in God's green earth you are getting your ass on a plane to go play golf with the president.
But his spouse is not.
Correct. Exactly. Correct. Because I know and he tried to make it political that says, hey, I could care less who it is. It's the president. It's a big deal to get invited by the president. I don't care who it was. I was just happy to be invited to the White House. To which I said, you act like you were Podunk Michael that grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana. You act like you were nobody. Like you were still, I'm just saying, he act like it was a big deal to be invited by the president, which I get it in terms of of what the presidency used to look like, yes, but it's not like you were no-name Saquon. Like, you still would have been Saquon even if you did not go to the White House. You going to the White House has nothing to do with your prestige or being like this exclusiveness, getting invited. I think if you would have had a black wife who was able to look and see what Trump is doing, maybe she would have been able to persuade you. And what I'm saying is that even now, I'm being honest, me and William have been together for 12 years. And if William comes to me and he's like, hey, by the way, I voted for Trump, we can go see a divorce lawyer tomorrow. Not just simply the fact that you voted for Trump, it's what he stands for. And everything that he stands for is completely opposite of what I stand for. So if you vote for him, if your values and your opinions line up to him, we're never going to, everybody thinks equally yoked is spiritual. It's so much more than that.
Yeah, but you got to look where he's at. He does not have a black wife.
Exactly.
So let's look at the facts. He does not have a black wife.
Yeah.
So where he is now, what he did, I think was solely strategic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I definitely think that if he had have had a wife with a different perspective.
Yeah.
Or even
maybe
a different core group.
Yeah. Or a different core group, then the conversation would have been much different.
Much different.
Because you have to be ignorant to the fact of how this administration is affecting black people.
Was he the only black
and not
guy
even
that
just
went?
black
Why is it
people.
just him?
He's not the only one. He's not the only black guy that went. But he is the only he's the only like celebrity star.
He's a celebrity star?
In terms of football,
Yeah,
I just never heard of
Okay,
him.
it's like
Saquon
it's
is
like
his name.
Derrick Henry. You know Derrick Henry.
Oh my Jesus.
Hey, just give me a little rundown.
Derrick Henry.
No, what's that one that was in college with her that Dave
You
used to be
think
obsessed
Trent
about?
Richardson?
Oh, Trent
Yeah,
Richardson.
Trent.
Okay,
Okay,
listen. So
My
Trent
baby loves Trent Richardson. Okay.
So Trent Richardson is here.
Yeah.
In terms of like talent.
Yeah.
Saquon is up here.
Oh, okay.
Derrick Henry is up here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And Derrick Henry went to Alabama.
Yeah,
That's why I
okay,
was surprised
he
you
did,
don't know
yes.
Derrick Henry.
I probably know the face. I probably know the face.
I
probably
bet you
do.
know his face.
Yeah.
You definitely have seen him play before.
Yeah. So even though he wasn't the only black one, he was basically the face. Because even when they did the White House tour, they kept showing Saquon up close. They wanted to make sure, hey, listen, this black guy was here.
But that's why I say I think it's
they
strategic.
made him the token, and I don't know how he doesn't see that.
They wanted to show that a black guy will come to the White House. They got one to agree that's married to a white woman. It's all strategic.
Absolutely.
But I mean, for really being honest, there are people that have done this even in the last administration, and even well-known people in Birmingham who I will leave unnamed that went to the White House that I think maybe with one agenda in a very positive light, and it did not work out in their favor.
Well, all you can do
because
is
they're
go with
using
your
you,
agenda.
but
you're being used as a pawn.
You have to understand that this administration has been very verbal about how they feel about our people.
Yeah.
Let's just
Or
really be honest.
immigrants.
Or immigrants.
Period.
Exactly. So regardless of what you may go up there with your agenda being, you're not going to leave with what you came up there for.
Exactly.
So, and then all they're going to do is use you to be like, hey, come in. Like, yeah, you're well known. We want people to see you here, So I just feel like you're being used in a way that you didn't have to be.
Yes.
And I understand that your heart might have been in the right place when you first went in, but that's not how it was perceived. Because they're going to take it and flip it, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'll just be buying Jalen Hurts jerseys from.
Absolutely.
Saquon just got on the team, so I wasn't really a big.
Oh, Jalen was going to get the jersey regardless.
Like, he helped us win. I'm not knocking Saquon's talent. As an athlete, you are a superb athlete. As a black man, know your history, friend. All right, next up on my current events list. So Beyonce
all on his mouth like liquor.
All right. Cowboy Carter tour has officially started. She kicked off in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. And she had a lot of new things.
She did.
One, if you haven't noticed, it's Blue Ivy's tour. Okay,
Yeah.
It's Blue Ivy's tour, and she is doing.
I love how she's incorporating her daughter out there. I love Blue Ivy out there. I love how Blue Ivy's worked on those skills.
Yes.
And she literally looks like a young Beyonce out there.
It is
dancing.
eerily like alarming.
She's doing an amazing job out there. Yeah,
they were doing like at least on TikTok, they were like showing her last year.
Side by side. Yes.
And it's crazy because
Beyonce ain't been dancing like she usually does.
Yeah,
but I think somebody said she had surgery.
She did.
Yeah.
So maybe she's got to kind of sit it down a little bit.
Wasn't in the documentary that we went to go see on Renaissance, because she danced in Renaissance.
Yes.
And she was talking about Blue Ivy early on the tour, and Blue Ivy was getting a lot of negative feedback.
Yeah.
So
online.
let's talk about that, because at the time when Blue Ivy first started the tour, I want to say Blue Ivy was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And maybe people don't realize that, but she first made her debut in the Paris show. And there were a lot of comments about how she is stiff, she can't really dance, I don't know why she's on the thing. Like, they were coming for a 12-year-old.
I will definitely say when I first saw it, my thought was she was stiff. Did I comment? Absolutely not. It's still a child. It was my thought, though. And maybe I can get beat up for the thought. I own my thought, though. But I would never say it out loud because it's a child.
Well, they're expecting Beyonce at 12.
At 12?
Beyonce wasn't Beyonce at 12.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like repeating itself because they're kind of criticizing the young baby, too. What's her name?
So this is, I brought this up, and this is why, and I'm not even going to say what they are suggesting that the child is.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
But
I'm going to say it because...
No, it's disgusting.
They're what's her name for us?
Remy.
It's Remy. They're suggesting that she's autistic.
Yes.
And what I don't like about our community, because it's really us, let's be honest, they put autistic individuals in the category of just dumb and retarded. You know what I mean? I know that's an offensive word, but autistic people are really some of the smartest people.
No, they are the smartest. Let's start there.
And I don't know if the child is autistic, and I'm not claiming that she's autistic. No. What annoys me, though, is people have always said, we want more from Beyonce. We want more. Show yourself more personable. And she shows that. She shows her kids out on stage, and she brings Remy out on stage, and she's 6. You know what I mean? And she's being a child. And even if she is autistic, the fact that grown adults are commenting on that in a negative way is sick. It's very sick.
I will agree with you. I think it's really disgusting. Like I was saying before, the documentary, she talked about how she was nervous about even putting Blue Ivy out there.
Yeah.
And then when she went out there, all the negative feedback that she got, she just felt so heavy for her. And when Blue Ivy, of course, seen it, her reaction was, I'm work harder and get better.
Yeah.
And Beyonce was just so taken back, like, well, yes, because she's taken the feedback in a way that Beyonce didn't anticipate her to. She was like, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to be better. Like, and you see her, I mean, even towards the end of the Renaissance tour, she was killing it. I was really being honest. And so then now on this tour, it's just like, who is this? Yeah. Like, she looks amazing. And so for now, her younger child to now be getting scrutiny.
They're just putting too much pressure on children.
It's ignorance for me because this is a child.
Yeah.
Number one, don't go ahead and automatically diagnose this child with something. She could be a normal child. Yeah. And even if she's not, I'm sorry, somebody with autism is still normal in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know that they don't have what we consider normal tendencies, but I know 2 autistic people, and they are, grown adults, and they are the smartest people that I know.
I
am very independent, absolutely. So it's heartbreaking that people would put this stigmatism on them.
Yeah.
And even if they do, let's not call it stigmatism, if they put this uniqueness on them, because I just think they're unique because they are hyper focused on this one thing, and they are like the one person that I'm thinking about in particular, he is a genius when it comes to math. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, I just think that people just have to not give their opinion so
but don't
strongly
ask for her to be more personable, and then she gives it to you, and then you criticize her for it.
And then when my issue is that, and then when she pulls it back, now you're like, Beyonce doesn't show enough of her life. She doesn't show I didn't like it, regardless on how you felt. When she was doing the Renaissance tour, the child is 12.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can't put the left in front of the right to be able to wobble.
Or you can't do your.
Exactly.
Let's come on. Or there.
Talking about
a there. Right.
And you're going to talk about a child being able to dance in front of a crowd of thousands.
Yeah.
Right? And so then because if it was me, because I've said it before, even when I was pregnant, I said, I will show y'all Alexander until y'all give me a reason not to, and then you'll never see him again. And I'm thankfully I've never ever gotten to the point where I've gotten so many negative comments where you haven't seen him. But for Beyonce to get all that stuff, and then for her daughter to say, Mom, I'm just going to try harder. Granted, that is strong for Blue, but it's even stronger for Beyonce to be like, okay, I'm still going to let you go out on a tour. Because if it was me, you'll never see her again.
I love Blue Ivy out there with her younger siblings.
Yes,
she's just in big sister mode.
She really
exactly.
is.
I really love her out there.
Yes,
she's grown
really
so much.
Yeah.
She really is. It would be hard for me as Beyonce to see what they're saying about my smallest daughter.
That's 6.
That is so.
The baby is only 6.
Yeah, and then the negative things that you're saying, I would immediately be like, you know what, I don't have to share this part of my life.
I
with
don't.
And let's be honest, when do we ever see the twins? We never see them.
Ruby still ain't coming out.
We
Ruby
have
said,
literally,
"Sir,
we have
I don't care how
barely
many
seen them
tours
in
you want on. I'm not going outside."
documentaries. So like, it's for her to be as big as she is, and she's given us glimpses of her twins. Okay, we don't get to fully see them, and now you get to fully see her other daughter, and this
And
is
the
how
first
you
comment
respond
is
to her.
autistic?
I would immediately be like, you're never going to see her again.
I'm good.
And the thing people are talking don't even know what square root or pi is. Like, come on, like, come down. Calm down.
Give me 2 + 2, bro.
Like, I can't.
I hope you stomp your pinky toe and your car gets towed tomorrow.
Immediately. And you know you're 3 months behind already.
Talking about a 6-year-old. That is disgusting.
Yeah,
and everything outside sounds like a tow truck.
They get the Amazon truck pulling up. They run outside thinking it's a tow truck.
They come in.
No. Yeah, no.
It's sick and disgusting. Leave
really
the kids alone. Leave the children alone.
Please leave the children alone. So you're going
Yes, me and my girl Chanel. Shout out
to the Atlanta.
Yeah, we are going to the Atlanta one. Oh, it's several Atlanta ones.
Oh.
Yes, we're going to the one that's on Friday.
Gotcha.
And I cannot wait. We're gonna be in our full get up. Don't worry, we'll post our things. We're gonna be in our Beyonce get up.
I am not going.
You're missing out.
I went to, here's the thing, unpopular opinion, please don't run me for filth.
Wait, no, at least you don't, because we don't need the Beehive in the comments.
No, I think that'd be okay. The Beehive calm down a lot.
No.
Here's the thing, I went to the On the Run tour when it was in Nashville.
I don't care for you on the run.
Because if I had to pick between going to a Jay-Z concert or going to a Beyonce concert, I'm going to go to a Jay-Z concert.
Hell no.
I don't. You guys also have
Absolutely
to
not.
understand that for 3 of the 4 years I was in high school, I dated a guy who was a Jay-Z fan.
I'm not even going to say what I want to
New
say
York.
about Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna leave it on the table.
Okay, so pick an album. I know the songs.
Yeah.
So I knew, even when I went to the On the Run tour with Kiosha when we were very, very, very early in our friendship, and I was concerned that she wasn't with it because she sat down most of the time, and I'm up here like rapping to the Jay-Z.
I would have sat down on Jay-Z too.
Rapping to the Jay-Z.
I'm here for your wife.
So
Yeah.
me and Hove, he came to Birmingham one time.
I remember going that time.
Loved him. Now, if you tell me, hey, you go to Beyonce concert, you don't have to spend your own money. Oh yeah, I'll be there. Put me on the front row.
That's crazy.
But if I have to spend my own coins,
That's crazy. I would
I'm
never
with
pay to
you.
see Jay-Z.
Here's the thing. I'm not a big concert fan at all.
you are.
Being places with that many people gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Because you don't even do football games.
I've been to 2 concerts in my 35 years, and that was to see Jay-Z one year.
Yes, they came to Birmingham.
And that was to see when we went to, who did we go see?
Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men.
And with that's a jagged edge. You're not. I get there all in the same.
Those
like,
are the
almost
only
arena.
2 concerts I've ever been to. I'm not a concert person, so if
You're
you
not.
give me Beyonce tickets, I'm going to sell them. I'm not going to lie. Especially if they're VIP tickets. You better run me that money, and they going with the quickness. I don't care for concerts.
You
so
don't.
You ask me if I'm going, no.
I do love a good. Well, it depends on who it is. I do love a good concert. I had somebody ask me. So Lil Wayne was in Birmingham last night.
Absolutely
They were like, "Hey, you want to go see Lil Wayne?"
Lil Wayne came to Birmingham last night?
Yes. And I
Last
was like,
night?
Last night. He was here last night at Legacy, and I was like, and
never
nothing
heard-
against
I
Lil
like
Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
I have seen Lil Wayne multiple times. I don't have to see him again.
Yeah.
And it was raining outside too, so I was like, nah.
Was it an outdoor concert?
No,
It was
but
indoor.
I just wasn't going to go even in the rain to
yeah.
fight to see. I've seen once you've seen him twice, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't have to ever go again. I do love concerts, but
I love a good concert.
Yeah, I do love a good concert, but there are only certain people that I care at this age to see live.
You're correct.
Beyonce is definitely one of them. Definitely, I would go see Bruno Mars. We're going to see Chris. I'm definitely going to see Chris. We have tickets. We just bought tickets 2 weeks ago to go see
gotta
Chris.
say it.
Wait,
You
y'all
gotta
didn't
say-
say y'all was buying tickets to Chris Brown?
She bought it.
No,
Why would you
no.
only buy 2 tickets?
Oh my God. Alicia, number one, you want to know the truth?
Sure.
So I called our friends in the Welcome to the Show group. Okay,
that I'm not in. Got it.
Yes, you are.
You just have us on.
You have us on mute.
No, that was not in the concert.
No,
it wasn't.
No,
in the
I called everybody,
Oh, okay.
and I go. So I'm calling. She goes.
You didn't call me.
No, she goes. Gloria's not going to want to go. She doesn't like concerts. Did you not?
I did say that. I did.
Did
say
you
that.
not? So
But I might go for Chris.
see,
I'm not gonna lie. I might go for Chris.
Well, you
That's
can
the
take-
only reason.
Concerts are not that big.
You
that's
take
the
my
only
seat.
reason I didn't call you because
I don't
I
care
bought
to go.
everybody's tickets and everybody sent me the money.
I don't care to go. You can take my seat.
Is it gonna be a lot of people?
It's Birmingham. It's going to be a lot of young people and a lot of YNs, so I don't care to go.
All right. A little YN, you say?
Mm-hmm.
The same YNs you was talking to last weekend or the weekend before last. You like a good YN. I saw Jamie Foxx one time live.
I would love to see.
Okay, so
I like if I'm gonna have to go to a concert, I want it to be calm, like Adele. An Adele concert.
I would. She saw Adele.
Would be everything.
I would love to see Adele.
You know what I
Adele
mean?
was-
Like if Aretha Franklin did a concert.
How's that gonna be calm?
Not Aretha Franklin. Anita Baker.
Yes,
She's
very
still-
sultry. No, it's very
Yes.
sultry. Oh
A
wait,
little
so
Breaker, a little
okay,
Laila Hathaway.
so
I would go see Erykah Badu. You get
wow, wow, she gonna be 3 hours.
Concert at 7, she gonna show up at 12.
Y'all talking about Lauren? Y'all talking
They
about
both
Lauren?
late.
They both late.
Oh,
from what
they
I've
both
heard.
late. Well, those are concerts I would go to.
No, well, here's the thing. I think everybody late at this point now.
Yeah, but
'Cause
Erykah
I would definitely
is
say
notoriously
No, that's
late.
Lauryn Hill. That's
Oh, yeah,
always
Lauren.
late.
It's Lauryn Hill because
She's 3
Kendrick
hours
was
late.
supposed to start at the ticket said 7.
You know who started on time?
Who?
Boyz II Men.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they got to at this point.
Don't do
Look,
that.
they got
Don't do
to.
that.
But
'Cause
I would
Boyz
like
II
to
Men's
see
my
Jagged
favorite.
Edge in concert.
Okay, so we saw them already. They
Oh,
came
yeah.
to.
They were at an event.
They were at an event that we were at during Classic, and it was everything.
It was good.
They sound the exact same.
I would love to have seen Jamie Foxx. I would.
Oh, Jamie Foxx was amazing. So
I
he
would
came to
love-
Seattle when I lived in
yeah,
Seattle.
I would
and
love
he
to
I
have
didn't know
was,
seen-
Jamie Foxx did concerts.
Oh.
Like, what? So how many songs did he have?
he has albums.
Do something you never.
I know songs, but albums?
No, he has albums. You need to go listen. I'm gonna say the albums, honey.
Yeah.
He has albums. So what I loved about his concert that he got there and he did some of his songs, and then he just started freestyling other people's songs. He was on the piano.
Yes.
And it was
Maybe King George, because you remember you canceled my King George concert.
no, you canceled it.
No. We collectively.
Alicia canceled it. Let's tell the truth.
We collectively canceled it because it was outdoors with no seating.
No, y'all had you had something coming up, friend, and you was like, I gotta cancel the concert.
No, that's not true. We were already in Huntsville. We were in Huntsville.
I wasn't there.
No, I remember this.
Alicia, that's
distinctively.
not true. King
Say,
George.
I remember this distinctively.
Oh,
she
that's
hit me and she said there's something else that's coming.
John
And I
Legend
said,
was
cool,
classic.
but I would like to go see King George.
We'll
can
make
go
it
see
happen,
King
sis.
George.
We'll
I would have loved
we'll look
to
it
have
up and see
seen-
when he's going.
Yeah, I would have loved
Now,
to have
if you
seen,
want to,
Or a little Wendell B, a little Jay Morris.
if you
know-
want to, I did get the little Ticketmaster notification this past week. I mentioned it to her. I'll mention it to you. The day after the Beyonce concert, which is on July the 11th, on the 12th, Joe is coming to Birmingham.
I'm okay. No. Not like that, but I don't listen to
Joe
Joe.
is great.
He
I
is, but I
saw
don't really
Joe live at a casino when I was living in Seattle, so it was like south of Seattle. I won't say it was towards Tacoma. Either way, he sounded amazing.
I know 2 Joe songs.
He does,
Oh my
but I
God.
like blues. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no, you already committed. You're going.
We worried about the tickets?
No, but
So I'm not committed.
Okay.
I went and saw, what's the guy?
oh, you talking about saxophone?
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
I saw him in concert in Birmingham.
And now I would go see Kenny G.
Joe is great. You guys are missing.
I'm not
out.
saying he's not great. I just, if I had to choose.
Kenny G was great. I would
like
have
Kenny G.
loved to see Brian McKnight before he was on that shit. Now I can't go see
Yeah,
Brian
I was going to
McKnight.
say, the hell with Brian.
So I
And
can't
I
go
want
see
you to hear me say it.
Gloria.
Hell with you.
Gloria.
Do you know how he did them babies? I don't. When it comes to the kids, how you gonna move on like that?
That is true. And you
so
guys
swiftly.
Yeah.
I
and then act like they don't even exist. If what I'm hearing is true,
It's true.
you ain't
Said it. Moving on to our last current event. I have 2.
All right.
Okay.
So Lizzo or LeBron?
LeBron, because I don't know what the LeBron thing can be.
I don't. Yeah, I know about Lizzo. Mind you, love Lizzo.
Okay.
Love her journey. But
So LeBron, you guys know he is now playing with the Lakers.
I did know that.
Okay. Earlier this year, they traded for Luka, Luka is the superstar that was at the Mavericks. He's now with the Lakers.
I don't know.
So they expected for LeBron to make it deep into the playoffs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Got put out the first round.
Okay.
Now they're saying,
The playoffs just happened.
yes,
Okay.
he just got put out this week.
Who's in the playoffs then?
It's several people.
Oh, okay.
But the Lakers are not one of them.
Okay.
And so now they're saying, hey, LeBron, you're 41. Mm-hmm. You should retire.
Shut up.
So now they're saying, hey, we think that it's time for LeBron to retire. Okay. So to that, I ask you a question. LeBron has been playing since he was 18 years old. He is now 41. He has played long enough for now his son is now also playing for the Lakers. I'm going to ask you, a.k.a. no sports knowledge, and I'm going to ask you, a.k.a. some sports knowledge. Some. Do you think that it is time for LeBron to hang up the purple and golds?
I would say yes. Go out while you're on top. Because you may get to a point where you have several seasons of being not on top and you want to go out on a good note. So if I had a choice and my son was already in the league, granted, he may want to play with his son a game or two. So he has he already?
So that was
his goal.
This is Bronny's first year playing with his son. He played with his son.
You're done. Go ahead. Go home and be with
Savannah.
Savannah, go home and be with Savannah. I would go out on top. I would be done. My vote is to go out.
I don't think he's done. I'm not seeing signs of LeBron being washed up yet. You know, typically when somebody hits that age and they start declining in their performance, and you're just like, yeah, it's probably time to go home. Mm-hmm. But based on his individual performance, I don't think it's time for him to go home. If I were him and I wasn't declining all the way quite yet, I would see if I could get a ring with my son. I would try to get a ring with my son. I think that would be... You know, if in the next year or two, if I don't get a ring with my son, then I'll go home. But in the next year, if I can get a ring with my son on the same team, then why not? I would absolutely do that. I don't think he's fully washed up yet. I think he probably has a year or two left. But I think after that, then he's probably going to... And mind you, it's been hard for me to like LeBron, okay? And that's only because I was diehard Kobe. And if you were ever diehard Kobe, there was a time you hated LeBron.
There was.
I don't understand why they had to put him against
But it just was the way that it was.
Commentators did.
It just was the way that it was.
Silly.
And then when I saw Kobe was cool with LeBron, I don't remember what game it was, but I remember Kobe being on the
All-Star
on the court side.
Yeah.
And LeBron went up and spoke to him, and I was like, "Oh, Kobe's speaking."
Yeah, because they weren't beefing. Y'all were.
No,
No,
because for a minute, like even when they would play each other, Kobe would have nothing to say. You could see the tension in the game.
That was during the game.
Everybody had tension during the game.
Well, let me tell you something. Me and Kobe was here.
Okay.
I knew that they weren't cool, but when I saw that they were now cool, then I was like, you know what, Kobe, if you can put it to the side, so can I. If you like them, I like them. So I used to be, long story short, I used to be a diehard Laker fan. I used to love watching their games. I don't watch as much as I used to. Do I like LeBron? Absolutely. And I'm more so like LeBron because of what he does outside of basketball.
Yes.
The way that he sows into our community in a way that some of these other black players do not. So, and I'll just leave it at that. But I think he's got another year or two.
I will speak not from him being a basketball player because I feel like
that's not fair. Because I know him as a
because I feel
player.
like sometimes, especially when we talk about athletes in their professional sports, that we only identify them as one role. And I feel like for so long we have identified LeBron as a basketball player. And so that is correct. For more than half his life, he has been a basketball player. But some people fail to realize that beyond that, he is a husband.
Yeah. Right.
He is a father.
Yeah.
So what I am saying is that you have dedicated over half of your life being 100% a basketball player. Could he still have a few years in front of him? I'm thinking he has 2 to 4 years ahead of him if he wanted to play. But what I'm saying is that maybe it's time to look beyond being the basketball player to then say, let me give give 100% to being a father.
Yeah,
because he still has Bryce, he still has Zuri, so he still has
still
kids.
got the wife.
He still has Savannah, which has been his backbone.
He's got his school.
Yes, for more than 20 plus years while you've been in this basketball realm. So while I think you still have a few years in him, I think it's now time to think about things other than yourself.
I agree.
And I feel like when you are a basketball player, you think of self first. You have to be the best player. He's talked about like how he spent $1 million plus just in conditioning and training to be the best basketball player. Can you then take that energy and be the best father, be the best husband?
I didn't know where you were going with that, but I agree.
So while I think he does have the physical capabilities to continue to be a basketball player, I think that maybe it's time to take off the player role and to put on the shoes of a husband and a father first.
Yeah.
And maybe you can find coaching, or you've always said you wanted to own the team. Maybe go behind the scenes and try to work your way around being able to like own a team of some sort, which is what Michael Jordan, he owns part of the North Carolina.
I just want Michael Jordan to understand how many black people support him and to give us a discount on these chains. These tariffs is about to hit and I'm nervous.
Why when y'all gonna be lined up for the regular price every single time?
I've never paid full price.
Okay. That's the end of our current events. We're going to head over to the Send It Sis. All right, guys, we are back with Send It Sis. For those that are not familiar, Send It Sis is a way for you guys to be able to ask us questions, a way you can get advice, knowledge, all the kind of things. So we have the letter. I am going to read it. I am going to keep her private because she asked to do so. So, hey sisters, I really need some advice. I have been with my boyfriend for 5 years now, and overall things have been really good between us. But recently, through a mutual friend, I found out that he cheated on me during our first year together. It was apparently a one-time thing, and it happened before we really got serious, but he never told me about it. Now I feel stuck. On one hand, it was years ago and we've built so much since, but on the other hand, I feel betrayed and like I've been living a lie. I don't know whether to confront him and risk everything we have now, or just to let it go because technically it's in the past. Am I overreacting? That's one question. Or do I have every right to be upset even though it happened so long ago? I really need y'all's sisterly wisdom on this one. Signed, Trying to Move Forward. Who wants to go first? They're boyfriend and girlfriend,
for
not
5
a marriage.
Years. Okay.
5 years.
And the question
he cheated
is,
the first year. So we're going to assume it's this year. So he cheated during 2020, which was COVID. So that also brings some context. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Gloria.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm all about transparency. So if it's a friend, a mutual friend that's around us often, why not tell her? I think that he should tell you. If he has not, you're asking, should you confront him? You absolutely should. Because it's obviously the friend is the one who approached you. And that's how you know. So should you confront the boyfriend? You absolutely should. But then it also leaves open the door is, why didn't the boyfriend come and tell you before the friend did? Mm-hmm. And how do you know it's only been one time? Mm-hmm. And how do you know it's only been that one friend? Mm-hmm. It's too many questions. And I get that you say that it's years ago, it's 5 years now, but now it leaves so much doubt because now you don't know if it's only been that one time, if it's only been that one friend, if it's only been that one person. I think that some questions need answers and you need to get to asking. Mm-hmm. And don't waste another minute. 5 years is not that long. So even if it happened year one, transparency should be on the floor. Mm-hmm. So you should go and ask him about it, confront him about it. I think that you should, yes. And some questions need answers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And somebody at this table got some secrets.
Yeah. I will definitely say, been in your position before as someone that's been cheated on and found out about it later and forgave it only to come to find out that they were multiple women later on. I would definitely confront him about it. And honestly, if I'm you and it's been 5 years, what is this man's intentions for you?
I was about to say the same thing.
Like, you've been dating now for 5 years and you're not engaged. You're not. So to me, this is not a very focused, directed, purposeful man who knows who he is and centered. Because a man that knows all of that will be very intentional with you and will not still be dating you 5 years in. if this man is not proposing to you and you're not getting married, but maybe marriage is not the goal. So let me not speak on everybody. Like for me, marriage would be like, if we're not getting married, I'm very intentional. So if we're not getting married, then what are we doing at this point? I would not give 5 years to anybody else. I've done that, been there, done that, would never do it. But speaking to the cheating thing, I think it says something about the person's character and their integrity, and that doesn't just go away. It definitely is there. Cheating once on a drunken night, maybe that's not your integrity, you slipped up, blah, 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 blah. But it's still a big deal. But I can promise you, if he's done it once, he's done it more than once, more than likely. At least that was my case. I would definitely have a conversation, and more than likely I'd be walking away, because I think at this point you got to understand your self-worth, know your value, and know that you bring more to the table than to give somebody 5 years that cheated on you, that has not put a ring on your finger at this point. I'd be done.
I'm gonna make it really quick. Leave him.
Yeah, that's simple.
Yeah,
because you've been together with him for 5 years and he's made no energy to move your relationship forward. So that's one, leave him, because y'all have been dating for 5 years. And COVID, which means y'all been up under each other for 2.5 years,
right.
okay? Because no one was going anywhere for 2020, 2021. So you've been up under him for 2 years and he still made no drive to move your relationship beyond boyfriend and girlfriend. That's number one. Number two, you leave him because how does your friend know and you don't know? Mm-hmm. And if a mutual friend knows, how many mutual friends know? And second of all, ask your mutual friend, how long have you known that you have not told me? Right. So if you're leaving your boyfriend, also consult that friendship. How long have you known? Because if you've known longer than 2 weekends, we got a problem. Yeah. Okay, your friendship, maybe you talk about that later, but your boyfriend, leave him.
Friendship is
but more than likely, if he's cheated on somebody your friend knows, how many other women has he cheated with?
I'm assuming the friend is who he cheated with. The mutual friend is who he cheated with.
No, he found out through a mutual friend that he cheated.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, no, more than likely it's multiple women. Okay. Because somebody who's a cheater, they go off of impulse. They don't have any self-control.
And the reason why I say leave him is because he cheated 4 years ago, and he has at no point in y'all's conversation, relationship, made any mention of bringing it up. So now you cannot trust him.
He's the type that he will only tell you if you ask him specifically. Yes. You don't want that. You want somebody who's going to be transparent. At the end of the day, is this camera on me? Mm-hmm. Sis, choose you first. Mm-hmm. Yes. Bottom line. That is very true. It's really good advice to give, honestly,
because if you tossing and turning, wondering where he at, you might as well toss and turn by yourself.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than not tossing and turning, but he's still being out here cheating on you.
Well, Betty Wright said it's better to have a piece of man than no man at all. And I don't sing that part. Absolutely not. It's better to have peace in your full self than a piece of a man. Leave him, babe.
Leave him, babe.
Leave him.
Yes. I would
and keep your eye on that friend. Because why they ain't been told you?
That's what I said.
And how did they find out? Yeah.
So many questions. You and your friend need to have a little sit down.
Yes.
Yeah, sit down. Yes. If you have a question, comment, concern, advice, feel free to leave it below, either in the description box, or if you want to leave it anonymously, put it in the email or do the DMs to our Instagram, and we will feel free to mention it on the next episode.
Yeah.
All right, wrapping it up with... this is a good one because I have a book that I read every year, and it is The Year of Yes, which is by Chandra Rhimes. And when I read it, I interpreted that as a year of no, because I'm always saying yes to a lot of things, a lot of people. Okay. So my question to you guys is, what is something you're going to say no to this week?
Oh, wow. That's interessante. What am I going to say no to?
I would definitely say, for me, just right off the bat, so starting on Tuesday, I'm doing this 40 days of 2-a-days, Monday through Friday, and doing keto the entire week. I know at some point I'm going to have sugar cravings. I know I'm going to want to binge, and I'm just not going to do it. And it's more so approaching a healthier me. It's because I know where I want to be and I want to get all the way there. So it's going to be saying no to those cravings and that internal like food noise that you have in your head. It's going to be saying no to that.
Okay, cool. I'm going to say no to procrastination. That's what I'm going to say no to. I came over and got all that decorative stuff from you. I have not put it up yet. It's literally sitting in the same spot that I brought it in from. So I'm going to say no to procrastination and getting done the stuff that I actually have the time to do.
If you want some help, I'll come help you.
To put it up. So I'm going to say no to procrastination.
That's good.
I appreciate your help.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm going to say no to myself because I have
shopping.
No,
I thought it was shopping too.
I thought you was going to say the shopping.
because I have a tendency when I am doing my to-do list each and every day to overload my day.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
Maybe you just like to be busy.
I
and
do.
You don't know how to just
I
sit
don't know
still.
how it is to just
There's
sit
a power
still.
in just being
even
still.
when me and William are sitting watching my shows, I'm always doing something else. I'm never just doing one thing. I'm always multitasking.
I can
so
tell.
I am going to tell myself no. When me and William, because most of the time when Alexander goes down to bed, we're done with dinner, we always like to catch up on like 1 or 2 shows. And I'm always doing something else. I'm going to tell myself no. Be in the moment and watch the show with him and quit trying to do
Something
3
else.
and 4 other things that I have on my to-do list. And it is okay.
Yeah.
This is what I have to keep telling myself. It is okay if everything on my to-do list for the day doesn't get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I would definitely say your to-do list gives me anxiety.
It does. The fact that you have to scratch everything off in one day. I mean, there is a tomorrow.
There is.
But I have stuff on the tomorrow.
She had it open one day when I had spent the night and I was downstairs with Alex. We were up earlier that morning and I saw it already open up on the counter in the kitchen. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
It is a Saturday. Why do you have all these things on your to-do list? And I'm just like,
I'm going to rest day.
yeah. Oh, she doesn't have any of that.
I mean, you read the Bible. He rested on the Sabbath.
He did, but I don't.
But you should. I definitely think that you, of all people, need to focus more on your self-care. And I know that you think that, because...
Well, she gets her self-care
No,
in, but
she
needs
thinks
a
because
rest
she
day.
squeezed a spa appointment in on a Tuesday during lunch is self-care, but then she's going to go and do 20 other things right after
you
that.
Just sit on the couch and just watch TV? Or just sit on the couch and just scroll TikTok? Nothing else?
No, it's not...
For like hours?
No.
Never. Never in my life. Just sat on this couch and just scrolled
And you
TikTok.
just need need a day of like nothing. And when I say nothing, you need to turn your phone off and sit it away.
No,
because even though you have your phone, you know what she's doing on her phone?
Doing
she's
something.
she's delivering
Editing a video.
She's delivering. I called Alicia one day and I go, hey, what are you doing? She goes, nothing. Okay, cool. I rolled to the house. It's like 20 bags of groceries on the porch. She just sat there and ordered groceries to the house. So you are doing something. It's not nothing.
Yeah, maybe not a whole day because you're not ready for that.
I'm not ready for that.
So maybe like a bulk, like set a
Half
block
day.
of time that you do nothing. Even if it's 2 hours, start 2 hours.
No, because she goes to the spa 2 hours, and you can't take your phone in the room. So she's not doing that. She needs more than that.
Well, technically, she was doing something. She was getting a massage.
Oh, you're saying
But
just sit on the couch and just...
don't
Oh,
do
I see what you're saying.
anything
Absolutely nothing.
for 2 hours and just.
I wish you was on my cell phone bill because I'd snip you.
Yeah, you need
For like
Wi-Fi.
6. Oh, yeah, you're right.
I would. You know, when AT&T,
Wi-Fi's down.
you could go in the app and click that off. I do it to DJ all the time when he gets in trouble.
But we'd have to snip the Wi-Fi and the phone.
Yeah.
But then Shoom's gonna be upset. Alex gonna be like,
Do it when he goes to bed.
Where's
from 8 to
Spider-Man?
10,
Because
you have
Spidey...
nothing to do. You can't get on your phone because the Wi-Fi is off.
Yeah, light a candle.
That's insane.
Just take a bath and chill.
Yeah. So you're going to say no to
I'm going to
yourself.
say no to myself.
Okay.
Yeah, please do. That need to be your goal for
We
the
all
month.
have action
all have
items
something,
we
yeah.
will talk about in the next episode if we were able to do those items.
Yeah. All right, guys, don't forget to send us your Send It Sis, and we will see you Tuesday at 2. Have a good one.
Later.
Bye.